I think America is behind Spencer Pratt. Probably everybody in America is, besides like the government officials in LA. And where they made the mistake is you can't take anything away from a man that's already lost everything.
Spencer Pratt is now comparing himself to President Obama. And he said, he said,
Snapchatter of the year is not the same thing as the head of the law review at Harvard?
He said, I have 2 awards from my community. President Obama actually didn't even have any awards when he was a community organizer. He was able to become a senator and then a president for 8 years. So I feel like him, and I have the same experience.
Oh, please.
And Spencer Pratt, sir, you don't have the same experience.
I think Karen Bass handled the fires disastrously, but actually being qualified to take on that role was hard.
It is funny how some people always do this. The View had a total meltdown about Spencer just a day after TMZ put out a hit piece struggling to smear him. Now, look at this. That's to tell you this guy is dominating. The kind of videos people are putting out about this man, going after him, should signal something to you.
Have we copped on that this guy is on the grift here because he's not truthful about anything in his past? He spins narratives and he just loves to fan the flame.
I think it's hilarious that TMZ keeps trying to come after Spencer Pratt and it just keeps blowing up in their face. So I don't know if you saw the poll that they did yesterday asking people if they thought that his latest campaign ad was misleading because he's actually not living in the trailer that's in his ad. Instead, he's living in a hotel room, in and out of hotel rooms, him and his family. And 94% of people voted no. Because the fact is, he doesn't have a house. He doesn't have a home. Because his home burnt down. So it doesn't matter if he's living in a trailer on his land or if he's paying to live in hotel rooms. It doesn't matter. The point of the ad is his house burnt down and the local government has done nothing to help families. That was the point of the ad. And I just think it's so funny when things like that blow up in their face. And I also don't think that they realize that he's a lot like President Trump. He's gonna call you out and he's gonna prove you wrong. He's going to call out the fake media and all the lies and smear campaigns against him. And I'm here for it. So if you're in LA, you need to vote for Spencer Pratt because I honestly think he is the real deal.
Beautifully said. I don't know why people don't understand this. This guy can tell you I'm living beside the river. Yeah. He's there because he doesn't have a house. That is a message he's struggling to pass, but people don't want to take down. Now some say Spencer is a liar. He lied that he's living inside a car, living here, meanwhile he's in a hotel. Normally, he's not supposed to live in a hotel. Yeah. He's there because the house got burned down. By who? This person. He's pointing finger at, but Democrat can take that. The attacks that are coming at him tells me that this guy is winning. He is topping. Yeah. Before they were neglecting, they did not even want to talk about Spencer Pratt. Even Karim Bass said, who is Spencer Pratt? After some few days, when things blow up after the debate, now the attacks are coming in. I'm seeing ladies coming out to say, oh, Spencer cannot be, when we were at this age, Spencer should send me messages. This is when you know you are on the right track.
I think Karen Bass handled the fires disastrously, but actually being qualified to take on that role was hard.
So Karen Bass will be running against Spencer Pratt.
She is.
And okay, I just want to make this point. Yeah. So Karen Bass has a JFK Profile and Courage Award. She navigated California through the worst economic crisis since the Depression. Spencer Pratt was Snapchatter of the Year at the 2018 Shorty Awards.
Yeah.
Just, that's all.
Well, I think you're talking about qualifications, right?
Yeah.
And the problem that I have with someone like Spencer Pratt, throwing his hat into this particular ring as LA mayor. We're talking about a $14.9 billion budget for the city. It's the second largest city budget in the country. And he is not qualified for it. And we see what happens when people are not qualified for their jobs. And that's not to say that this hasn't happened before. We've had Ronald Reagan, who was an actor. Some people would say he was a great president. We've had
But he was
Governor
the president
Arnold
of SAG
Schwarzenegger
at one point.
Yes,
he was a union president.
He was a union president. He
was a governor before he was
and he was a governor. And then you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was an actor and then a governor. And by many accounts, he did well. But these are people, I think, that sometimes are, anomalies, that may not necessarily be the case. Spencer Pratt is now comparing himself to President Obama. And he said, he said,
Snapchatter of the year is not the same thing as the head of the law review at Harvard?
He said, I have 2 awards from my community. President Obama actually didn't even have any awards when he was a community organizer. He was able to become a senator and then a president for 8 years. So I feel like him, and I have the same experience. And Spencer Pratt, sir, you don't have the same experience. You don't have a law degree from Harvard Law School. You don't, you were not a senator. And there are baby steps you can take. Like, why not run for city council and learn about the city budget and then maybe become president of the city council and then maybe become the mayor.
But Sonny, pushing back on your qualifications thing, I would say, again, back to Congress, look at all the qualified professional politicians with all the legal degrees and Ivy Leagues who just bent the knee and were complicit. I'd much rather have someone with less qualifications and more like chutzpah getting in there than that. So that
he's also a liar because he's a registered Republican and he's running saying that he has no party affiliation, and that's just also not true.
My thing is this, because I tend to agree, like, I will take on an outsider if they're passionate and they're involved in the community,
and
even
if
they don't have. I don't think a law degree makes you more qualified than somebody who's involved in their community.
Community organizer, a senator.
Well, it's more qualified. Okay, no one's arguing that Obama is more qualified.
That statement is absurd. Yeah, no one agrees with him.
He's absurd. He's an absurdity.
What I'm going to say here is there are a lot of people who feel completely left behind after the wildfires. It was a disaster. You could place blame a lot of places.
You could.
One thing that he's pointed out is that
if I look back, you can clearly see that these people on The View were against Karen Bass when that fire happened. This same Sonny Elston called her out like it's time for her to resign. Now, when you take a look at this spin, it's like they are now supporting her to continue because Spencer is someone they are terrified of. Look at what she's saying. I was thinking like maybe they'll bring out reason why they're calling him a liar. Oh, he's a liar. He says he's not standing for any party. That is what he made it clear. He represents everybody. He doesn't want to identify like this. There are people that are okay. This lady here, there's an Anna. She is a registered Republican, but she's a Democrat. So in that light, if she gets one day to run for opposition, you will say, oh, no, she's a Republican. I don't get it. Her action tells a different story. This man just aligns with a lot of values that people agree with. He's calling out what has been happening for over a long time, but because of the hatred these people have, they will always continue to spew this kind of. It gets crazy to me. Sonny Austin is fond of it. She doesn't want to talk about the Wi-Fi, what happened, the blame, so Karen Bass. She doesn't want to talk about that. What is the meaning of that? That's insane, right? I want to appreciate people supporting, sharing out the videos. I think I'm going to end here. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips, that is for a while till I got it.
I asked my fellow Angelinos why Karen Bass still in office.
Spencer has been very outspoken.
This man's
extra seats. They need to redistrict.
Because before and the narrative in the media, this song.
And this does not represent the black community.
It's illegal to live on the sidewalk.
Right. Spencer Pratt, who's running for
inside, they started.
It'll be
more access to the leader of the free world.
This week, which was the state of Virginia, they gerrymandered the state, and I hate to sound like a 5-year-old, but Trump started it.
The win in yesterday's redistricting.
It's going to lose their congressional representation. How do you think?
until the First Lady brought them back with her surprise statement last week.
How does this benefit?
I'm an actor.
I'm an actor.
Creative content.
Why are you not looking forward to the White House fight?
Well, it's kind of a gimmick.
I have 300.
Well, I said Democratic Socialist.
I know, but
Also, I have to say,
And where they made the mistake is you can't take anything away from a man that's already lost everything. And I just read that David Foster and Catherine McPhee did a fundraiser at their place in Brentwood. She even sang for him. I saw that Mother's Day video of Heidi. They don't realize he lost the home of his future and the home of his past, his parents' home. He has nothing to lose. There is nothing you can say to this man that's going to kick him down. And he did his research and he did his homework. What's even funnier